The transport bay doors hissed open, and Commander Jake Torres stepped onto the alien vessel with his rifle ready. The distress beacon had come from this sector 3 hours ago, and protocol demanded investigation. What he found instead was a graveyard of ships, each one split open like overripe fruit. "Command, I've got visual on multiple derelicts," he reported through his helmet comm. "No signs of combat. Looks like they were pulled apart from the inside." Static crackled in response. Then nothing. Jake swore under his breath and moved deeper into the corridor. The ship's architecture was elegant, almost organic in design. Whoever built this had mastered gravitational manipulation far beyond human capability. His boots barely made sound on the smooth floor. That's when he saw her. She stood in the center of a vast chamber, surrounded by floating crystalline structures that pulsed with violet light. Her form was humanoid, but distinctly alien. Silver skin that seemed to shift like liquid mercury. Eyes that burned with an inner luminescence. She wore no suit, no protection against the void, and yet she breathed as easily as if standing in a garden. "Human," she said, and the word bypassed his helmet entirely, resonating directly in his skull. "You should not be here." Jake raised his rifle. "I'm responding to a distress call." "Are you responsible for the destroyed ships?" She tilted her head, studying him with an intensity that made his skin crawl. "I am responsible for nothing. I am merely awake after a very long sleep. Those crews are dead. They attempted to bind me." Her voice carried no emotion, just flat statement. "They failed. You will fail also." Jake's finger tensed on the trigger, but something stopped him. Training kicked in. Assess the situation. Find leverage. The crystalline structures around her pulsed in rhythm with her breathing. They weren't decorative. They were part of her somehow. "What are you?" He asked. "I am Vara of the First Court. I am a weaver. And you, human, are about to make a terrible mistake." She moved faster than physics should allow. One moment she stood 20 meters away. The next, her hand pressed against his chest plate. Energy surged through his suit, through his body, igniting every nerve, ending with liquid fire. Jake screamed and fell to his knees. The rifle clattered away. Through the pain, he felt something else. A presence pushing into his mind, examining his thoughts like fingers rifling through files. He tried to resist, to push back, but it was like trying to stop a flood with his bare hands. Then something unexpected happened. His mind pushed back not through training or willpower, but through sheer stubborn human defiance. Every drill sergeant who'd screamed in his face. Every impossible mission he'd survived through spite alone. Every time someone said he couldn't do something, and he did it anyway. That core of absolute refusal to quit crystallized into a wall, and Vara's presence slammed against it. She jerked her hand away, eyes wide with something that might have been shock. "Impossible," she whispered. "You resisted the weaving." Jake gasped for air, his vision swimming. "Told you. Humans don't go down easy." Vara stared at him for a long moment, and did something he didn't expect. She laughed. It was a beautiful, terrible sound that made the crystals around them ring like bells. "Do you understand what you've done?" She asked. "By resisting me, by touching the weaving itself, you've created a link, the first link in 10,000 cycles." "I don't know what that means." "It means," Vara said, kneeling to look him in the eyes, "that you and I are now bound. Your life force touches mine. Your thoughts will echo in my mind. Your death will wound me. And mine would destroy you." Jake processed this information with growing horror. "You're saying we're connected? Like some kind of psychic bond?" "The weaving connects all things, but yes. We are linked in a way that cannot be undone. Then unlink us. There is no unlinking. There is only acceptance or death." Vara stood, brushing imaginary dust from her strange garments. "And I do not wish to die today." Jake forced himself to his feet, legs shaking. "Neither do I, but I'm not your prisoner." "No." Vara's smile was sharp as broken glass. "You are something far more interesting. You are mine. The hell I am. You don't understand. A link is sacred among my people. It means you belong to me as I belong to you. Your victories are mine. Your failures are mine. We are two parts of one whole now." Jake's mind raced. This was beyond any first contact scenario he'd trained for. But one thing was clear. If what she said was true, if they really were connected, then she couldn't just kill him. That gave him leverage. "If we're linked," he said carefully, "then you can't hurt me without hurting yourself." "Correct." "And I can't hurt you without consequences." "Also correct." "Then we're at an impasse." Vara considered this, her luminous eyes narrowing. "Not an impasse. A partnership. Whether you wish it or not. I didn't ask for this. Neither did I, yet here we are." She gestured at the ruined ships visible through the chamber's transparent walls. "Those fools tried to capture me, to use the weaving for their own purposes. They paid the price. You, however, met me as an equal. The weaving recognizes strength." Jake thought about the crews of those ships. Good people who'd probably just been following orders. Dead now because they'd underestimated what they were dealing with. "If we're connected," he said, "then you have to understand something about humans. We don't accept slavery. Not for ourselves, not for others. If you think this link makes me your property, you're wrong. I think," Vara said slowly, "that you misunderstand what belonging means in my culture. It is not ownership. It is responsibility. You are mine to protect, mine to guide, mine to die for if necessary." "And you're mine?" "Yes." The simple acknowledgement caught him off guard. Jake studied her face, looking for deception and finding only certainty. She believed every word she was saying. "This is insane," he muttered. "Perhaps." Vara moved to one of the crystalline structures and placed her hand on it. The violet light intensified. "But it is reality now. The question is what we do with it." Jake recovered his rifle, checking it over. "I need to report back to my ship. Command will send a fleet if they don't hear from me. Then we should depart before they arrive. I have no wish to destroy more of your kind. You're coming with me? Where you go, I go. That is the nature of the link." Vara smiled again, and this time there was something almost playful in it. "Besides, I am curious about humans. Any species that can resist the weaving is worth studying. I'm not a science experiment. No, you're mine." Jake wanted to argue, to protest, but exhaustion was setting in. The adrenaline was wearing off, leaving him hollow and shaking. They could sort out the details later. Right now, he needed to get back to his ship and figure out how to explain this to command. "Fine," he said. "But we do this my way. No destroying ships. No killing crews. We talk first. Agreed. And you stop saying I belong to you." Vara's expression softened slightly. "I cannot promise that. But I will try to help you understand what it truly means." They left the chamber together, two beings from different worlds bound by something neither fully understood. Behind them, the crystals pulsed with fading light, and the ruined ships drifted in eternal silence. As they walked, Jake felt it. A warmth at the edge of his consciousness. Vara's presence, not invasive, but simply there, like a hand resting on his shoulder. It should have terrified him. Maybe it did, but it also felt right. "This is going to be a disaster," he said aloud. Vara's laugh echoed through the corridor. "Perhaps. But it will be an interesting disaster. That's not reassuring." "I am not here to reassure you. I am here because we are linked. Because fate or chance or the weaving itself has decided we are stronger together than apart. Jake didn't have an answer for that. So he just kept walking, one foot in front of the other, toward whatever future awaited them both. Behind them, the alien vessel fell silent once more, its secrets locked away. But the link between human and weaver remained, a bridge across the stars that could not be broken. And somewhere in the vast darkness of space, the universe took note of something new, something that had not existed for 10 millennia. A human who refused to break, and a weaver who refused to let him go.